Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Fargo Retro. Today we are starting our Kerbal Space Program Career Mode game. Now, Kerbal's a game that I've been playing a lot recently. It's not really that new, but it's new to me, so I've really been enjoying it here. So we'll go ahead and start a new game here. We'll call this one the Fargo Retro Career Mode. We'll just start on normal. And we'll just take it away here. So, a Kerbal basically simulates a space program, and leans more towards the American program here. We got Gene Kerman. He's our flight director, and he's going to give us a quick introduction here. Use the right mouse button to swivel around, or use the arrow key to change your camera. You can right click to learn more information about your little space center here, but look at our little space center, and you can click into stuff and go to them there. And we clicked into our airplane hangar. We also have a rocket hangar here, the vehicle assembly building, and the space plane hangar. That was those two buildings. I didn't mean to click on those. We want to go to mission control here and see what kind of missions we can get. So they want us to gather scientific data from Kerman. Do that and launch our first vessel. And we do that. Alright, so that means we are going to need to build a rocket that can gather some science. So, obviously all spaceships are going to go ahead and start off with a command module. So we've got one here. Go ahead and attach a rocket to it. And take some fins, put some fins on it, give it a little aerodynamic stability. Put a parachute on it there. Put a science experimenter 3 on it. Put some crew on it. Put a scientist on it. We'll call this the X01. First ship. Go ahead and launch this bad boy. So in the career mode, the goal is to raise money and science by doing various missions here. Where our contract says we need to gather some scientific data and launch a vessel. There's a couple ways we can do that. So let's go ahead and first thing first, write a little report about what we're doing. Maybe go out, check out the landing pad. I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? No, it was not. Go ahead and through the mystery goo. Maybe get back out, grab that goo. Okay, so we did some experiments right around the edge of the launch pad here. Let's go ahead and do our first launch, and there we go. And we just shot way up right over our little complex here, but we just have a baby rocket. We were not going to space today. And we are just flying out of control here, but that is okay. Launch our parachute, and we'll just wait to descend here, and hopefully we can get some momentum and try and get over the water, and we can get some science from the water. Quite a violent spin going on. See if we can even it out here. I don't think we'll make it. But that's okay. So that's our first little launch here. Alright, our parachute has deployed on our first little rocket here. What a fun game. So you can use time acceleration, but we'll talk more about that in the future. We don't quite need that yet. We're on the wrong side, huh? Can we roll over? Yeah, looks like we're able to. Alright, so let's Eva. Take a crew report here. Near the shore. Observe some mystery goo. Near the shore. Take the data. Maybe even get a crew report near the shore. Alright, let's get our vessel recovered. So we gained about 30 science from all these experiments we ran by the Kerbal shore. We got a crew report, Ava report, flying near the shore, crew report, launch pad Ava, all these reports here. We recover some money for having some parts left over that were recoverable. And we finished off some missions, which is pretty cool. So, I suppose first things first, actually, instead of doing that, we should show what the science does. Yeah, maybe we'll take a look at our missions first. So these conductive focused observations, they're actually pretty difficult to do. They want you to be at a specific spot and do a science experiment, basically. These are a little easier to do. These types of missions want you to use an item at a certain location. The swivel engine landed. The hammer. The launch site. Take that. That. Take a look at some research here. So you see we have 40 science points, and this is the tech tree. So this is the starting tech, as indicated here. We can do basic rocketry, and basic engineering to start out with, and those each cost 5. So let's grab both of those, and we'll go over what's on those. General rocketry, or survivability. We'll pick up the survivability tech too. And we still have 15 left over. So basically the engineering gives us some antenna, another science experiment, and a decoupler. And we'll show you what a decoupler is here in the next set of rockets we build. Basic rocketry, which gives us a fuel tank, another solid fuel booster, and a liquid fuel engine. And the liquid fuel runs off of the stuff in the fuel tank. And we grab survivability. And so what survivability does, it gives us another science here, the barometer, some heat shielding, which we'll probably see, some radiators, which deflect heat from the ship, a micro landing strut, you know, as you can imagine, some additional parachutes, and a service bay. So we will have enough to build kind of a neat little rocket here. And our mission was to test a couple of those items. So that we are going to do. So we want to test the swivel liquid fuel engine landing equipment in the hammer solid fuel booster at the launch site. So let us do that. Okay, so we're gonna kind of make a small adjustment here. So we'll call this the Mark II. Our second ship, do more science, as well as fly higher. So, what we'll do here is, so these are our fuel tanks, right? So we'll build a couple of those, and then attach the swivel engine it wants us to use to the bottom. But wait, do we want to? How do we want to do this? How big is the hammer? The hammer is not too big. Okay, I think I know how we want to do this. Okay. We're going to attach the hammer rockets to the side here. And we're going to see if we can come down with most of this. Put some parachutes on it. All that jazz. Put some fins on it for stability. It's pretty cool looking. I'm not going to use any heat shields or anything like that. We don't need any antennas or anything like that. We will need some more parachutes probably, though. So, because we're trying to bring back a lot, but we're trying to save as much money as possible. Just putting a ton of parachutes on this bad boy. But we also want to grab some experiments. So we got the thermometer now. We have the barometer. Grab this mystery goo here. And again, we're going to put our scientist back on the ship so he can help manage some of these experiments. Alright, and so we should be getting some money for completing this contract, and these two contracts to test these at the launch items at the launch pad, and then we will get some science as well, and then yeah, we'll see if we can get one more mission in, see if we can't leave the atmosphere. So we'll get the barometer here, atmospheric data, get the temperature, quite nominal. Mystery goo. Has that got anything? A little bit. Crew report. Nothing. EVA. EVA report. Nothing. So I'm going to collect that data. Restore it. Collect that data. Collect that data. That's what the scientists do. He's just going out there, resetting the experiments. We're just, testing things at the launch pad. See how they are up in the atmosphere now. I don't know how far we'll get. Probably not too far. Alright, we ran through our little systems test there. And away we go. Oh. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Let me slow us down any. Flying over the water. Got some reports here. Hopefully these all slow us down enough to come to a nice landing. We'll take a look at some of our results here. So is that enough to, yep, we completed those 2 contracts, so we should have a nice little stack of money here. I'm just gonna come down here, and we'll use our time acceleration for the first time. So we can go up to, we can do a physics warp when we're close to an object, like the surface of a body. And that, what that does is it just puts a physics forward. So if we were to hit the ground, we'd actually hit 4 times faster at 16 or so meters per second. This whole thing would explode. So we don't want that when we hit the ground. So this shows how many, meters above the sea level we are on any given planet here. And so we're on Kerbal still. So we can zoom out here. Look now. The goal is to get up here somehow. We want to get up here. So hopefully we can try and escape on the next one here. So we shall see. Until then, we're just waiting to come down. Just thrilling, isn't it? Yeah, I might not record these live. I might just have to record the gameplay and do some voiceover. So this will probably be the only one I cut up live, which is fair enough, right? And we've got touchdown. Alright. So don't go that way, don't go that way. Oh. Eva out. Take data. Take data. Observe the mystery goo. Collect data. Store it. Take data. Eva report. Let's see how much more science we can get here. Okay. We'll go ahead and recover our vessel. Hopefully we'll be able to get enough to get those next 2 attacks, which I think we should. Looks like we should here. So we got 61 science from that mission. 8,000 credits back out of. How much did we spend for that mission? 9,000, so that's a pretty good return back. See how much funds we have. We're doing pretty good. 60 with 150. So general rocketry here. Also get stability. Advanced rocketry is our next goal here. Alright. Alright, so we have all of our basic rocket techs that we're going to need. So we have a fuel tank that's twice as big, and then we have a bigger solid booster, and then another type of engine to use. We also have a radial decoupler, which we didn't use the first decoupler yet, so we'll try and use both of them in the next design. We have a different type of wing and an aerodynamic nose cone. And we still have that survivability tech. So this is everything that you need to kind of like do everything in a game of Kerbal. So this is like tech level 1, if you will. And you can see, as you can see, you can do that in just 2 missions. And that was kind of fun. So what I'm gonna do here is I'll probably cut this episode up a little bit, and this will be where we end. And I might change it so I don't do live commentary, but I'm gonna do the next couple missions here, and see what we can do. So actually, let's take a look at what we're gonna try and do here. Escape the atmosphere and orbit Kerbin. So we'll see if we can do them both in the next launch. We may not be able to, but hopefully that's something I can pull off for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it here, and we're going to hopefully, if you enjoy this series, we'll keep doing it or whatever. I really like this game, and I'm hoping you like it too. And all right, well, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.